Hi, it's James from Hidden Depths Coaching. My clip today, what I thought I would talk about is two of the things that I'm discovering is what will jam up your energy the most. And it's really what it is with yourself. This isn't with everybody else, this is just with you. So I think the biggest energy jammers you've got is truth and approval, right? Either not being completely truthful with yourself or looking for approval from others, like trying to impress people, trying to fit in, trying to be liked. And then the thing about truth is, if you're not being honest with yourself, then you need to work really, really, really hard to feel good. And so if you can just imagine how your mind's working and how much effort you're putting in to basically live a lie, to fit into a world that just doesn't suit you anymore. So, Carlos Castaneda said that we either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of effort's the same, and you've got to think about the amount of effort you put in. Let's take it like one example, like say a relationship, right? You could be in a relationship and the truth of that relationship is you're not happy. But rather than being honest, and this is what I say, see when I say be truthful with yourself, it's not be truthful with another person. First of all, you must be truthful with yourself and then decide if it's worth doing something else. But if you're not truthful with yourself, you'll play a game, right? So say that if you were being truthful with yourself, you would say that you're not happy in this relationship, or you're not happy in this job, or you're not happy with this friend, or whatever, right? So what you'll do, instead of being truthful with yourself, right, what you'll do is make them worse than what they are, just to justify how you're feeling. For instance, somebody could be in a relationship, instead of admitting that they're unhappy, they'll give every reason. So they'll put all this pressure on their partner, like they don't do this, they're never there for me, they're never emotionally supportive. So build up all these things just to match how they're feeling, rather than just being honest with yourself and saying, this isn't good right now. And then when you're honest with yourself, you could look at yourself and say, well, am I doing my part? Because if it's blame, right, if we keep blaming everybody else for what's going on in our life, we're never ever going to find out what's going on inside here. And I used to work with my coach, John, for like hours after hours with us. And we used to say, what has another done to another? What have you done to another? What has someone done to you? And all of that what I was doing was building up to be completely truthful with myself, so that you could say, instead of looking to go, I'm doing this because of that. So if you think everything in your life, from your past to right now, is a story, you think about the effort you need to keep going to keep your story alive about where you are right now, rather than being honest with yourself and putting it right. Just being bluntly truthful, and some people are maybe been in a relationship and it's been over for a long, long time, and rather than being 100% truthful with herself, that it didn't work because of reasons, probably because of both ends, they don't move on. They would rather waste their time and energy justifying all the reasons why they're still sad because of what that person done to them. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's like the effort that you need to put in when you're not being truthful with yourself is no worth it for me. And I'll be honest with you, being truthful, you'll probably not be able to be truthful, your level of truth, with too many people. But that's okay, as long as you're truthful with yourself. At least you know what you're getting into. At least you know the game you're playing. For instance, one example, like say you've been invited to a night out, and the truth is you don't want to go, right? But your mind will make up all these reasons and excuses, and rather than just saying, I really don't want to go, right? But say it's a night out that you really should go. It's more hassle if you don't go, right? Well, you'll actually waste days allowing your mind to try and create all these different scenarios, rather than saying, you know what, I don't want to go, but I'm just gonna go there and fucking detach from it. And I've worked with a lot of people where they're like maybe big family events coming up and they really don't want to go, and I get them to do that, and then they end up coming back saying, you know what, it was actually okay. And it's because they've not created this fantasy, this story, which basically puts you in a bit of a poor me, rather than just being 100% truthful with yourself. So what I would say is the first thing is, the more truthful with yourself, the better you feel, right? Even if it's like when it's to say truth's like a surgeon, you know what I mean, it'll hurt like hell, but you know, it'll heal you. Where a lie, you know, just kind of papers over the cracks a wee bit. And this is what we do, we lie to ourselves rather than just being 100% truthful with ourselves. And the other part of that energy is looking for approval, right? Looking for people to give you validation for what you've done, trying to impress people, trying to, you know, try to fit into what their level is, trying to fit into the world. Get your head around this. Trying to fit into the world of somebody that's not being honest with themselves. You know, so it's between, for me, it's between those two things. I think we're jamming up, and this is stuff I'm working through myself. You know, the more truthful I am with myself, the more I don't try and impress anybody, I look for anybody else's approval, honest, that just the abundance of energy that's available is unreal. And that could be anything in your life. When somebody does something, the moment you're truthful with it, you know how to handle it. You know it's maybe not about you, you know maybe it's their thing and not your thing. So the more truthful you can be with yourself, the quicker you're going to get to waking up and changing things. You could be in a job right now where you're building up all this stuff in your mind for reasons for you to stay in your story, rather than just being honest with yourself and saying, I need to find a new fucking job and move on, go and do something else. But all your energy is trapped in trying to keep a bullshit story alive that really isn't fucking true. Because if you looked at the bones of truth, everybody's a wee bit to fault. Everybody could take more responsibility. Everybody could be a bit kinder, a bit more appreciative. You know, the more you look at the truth, the more you own up to your own stuff as well. And you know, this is the big thing about the work that I'm doing right now. You know, the work that I'm doing is getting somebody that's lost in a story and telling the fucking truth about it until they actually say, you know what, I've got it in me to get myself out of this. And this is what the 2-day workshop that's coming up is, so they can look at your past and tell the truth, rather than this justifying this story and connecting all these other people to a story that really is down to you. You're the one person that can put all this right, and you'll have all this extra energy to do that when you stop keeping that story going. You know, I always say that if you make somebody else wrong to make you right, you become wrong. Allow them. They're still trying to work out their story. They're trying to find their truth, you know. And you'll find when two people are very truthful with each other, what an amazing conversation you'll have there. And you could sort through, they could be like, something that had been going on for 10 years, and if two people were truthful with each other, they could sort it in a half an hour, just be going, you know what, I'll take responsibility of that, you're right, I'll take responsibility of that. And most things would be handled very, very well. And again, even touching on to the kids seminar, this is one of the things that I'm going to do. I'm going to tell the kids the truth. Because I'll tell you what, they're a lot closer to truth than what you are when you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Because, you know, you've kept the story going a lot longer. Kids, the truth's linked into how you feel. If it feels right, then it's the truth, you know. And often, even something that's really, really horrible, once you know it, as I say, once you know it's that, yeah, you actually can move on quicker. It's this trying to keep all these plates spinning, keep all these stories going. That to me is the bit that's very hard. But listen, guys, this is the stuff that I'm kind of working on now. If you're kind of drawn to this, you know, because people have been to maybe seminars 2 years ago, the game's changed a lot. I'm working hard on what I do, and I consistently do that. And I'm finding out deeper truths within myself, and when I do that, it just releases so much good energy, and I want to pass that on so that you can start to feel in alignment with yourself and start doing what's right for you. So if you're interested in the events, it's www.hiddendepthscoaching.com, and give this video a wee share if you think it will help them to get a wee bit more alignment with truth. All right, thanks, bye.